Welcome back, everybody, to A Toda Madre. It is your boy Rollis. I got a special guest today because we're going to talk about boxing. I got my good friend. What's your name, buddy?
My name's Alfredo.
Alfredo. Alfredo, me and him met at an Instagram group chat about boxing. You laced the gloves, right? Y te gustó el desmadre, te gustó el pisto y todo, and that's why you left the gym and all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, all right. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuánto? Why you like boxing? What's your favorite food? And did you like dieting when you kind of took it serious?
Um, I'm 17 years old, and I'd say my favorite thing about boxing was I like the discipline that I taught you. Like you don't even have to put on the gloves to be a fighter. It's more like a mindset. I feel like boxing, when you train boxing, it gives you that mindset,
Okay,
in my
okay.
opinion.
No, no, está bien.
And
That's something that I hear in common con muchos de los jovencitos. You know when I'm talking. You know Spanish, right?
yeah,
Okay, okay. Es lo que he visto yo mucho con muchos when I'm talking to the group chat, que son muchos under 25, under 23. I think the closest to me is another guy that's 33, and I'm still older than him. But that's something that they've always told me, que la discipline que le ponen, la responsibility that comes with all of that. Y cómo se llama, it's it's something beautiful because you can use it in life later on.
I agree 100%.
Now, did you like? I don't think you ever made it to the dieting part when it came to the gym. Did you?
Oh, I did. I would have died either way because I would go weightlift on like the side, so I wouldn't
Okay.
eat like. Yeah, I would count my calories. I would watch like my protein intake. Try to get at least. I think I was way skinnier back then. I was around like 140. So I try to get in
Where
like
you at right
140 grams of protein. Right now I'm at like 170.
now? Okay, you're a pretty big, short guy
Yeah,
because you are Latino, so I'm imagining you're no bigger than 5'9".
yeah. I'm not 5'9". I'm 5'7" right now.
There
I
you
was
go.
around 5'6" back then.
Yeah. Este, what is your favorite boxing movie?
Favorite boxing movie? That's a good one. I think probably back then used to be Creed. I used to be Creed 1 because I grew up with that movie. But as of right now, I like the movie Southpaw.
Oh, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
Right at the moment, he's one of my favorite actors. Like I know that if I watch his movies, I know it's not gonna be a bad movie.
yeah. He has
And
some
if it,
really good movies.
and if it's a bad movie, at least he's gonna be really good in it.
Yeah, he's a really good actor. I agree.
Favorite fight?
Favorite fight? Eric Morales versus Barrera 1.
Ooh, mine's up there, right there. Look,
You see? Oh, Thomas Hearns versus Hadley?
I didn't get to see it live, so if I were to say live, I would probably say Jose Cepeda versus Baranchik at 140 pounds. COVID fight, the best COVID fight of all time. Y
Wow.
but I saw that live. Like I saw that live, so that's why I have like no lo miré live en persona, sino que lo miré live en la tele. I was drinking and I was just getting excited because there was like 5 or 7 knockdowns around there, and it ended with like the knockout of the year of the COVID year. Y that's with my eyes. That was probably one of my favorite fights until Better Beef Bivol, even though there was not a lot of knockdowns in that one. You know, when there's knockdowns, everything gets more exciting.
Yeah, I seen that fight. 100%. It was exciting.
Yeah. ¿Cómo se
Even
llama?
rewatching it, me and my friends were like going wild.
It I'll say this: the part one, Better Be Bibble one, was a lot closer than Better Be Bibble two. Like
I
it
agree.
was that close where I didn't hate the decision. I'm like, I had Better Beef winning. I am a Better Beef guy though, but I was trying to be as unbiased as possible. and I still gave a swing round to Bivol where I was like, better be one. I'm like, he won 7-5 in my eyes. Sorry, Y in a second one, Bivol won. Like, there's no questions asked. 8-4, 7-5, Bivol won.
I agree with I agree with the first fight too. I thought Better be applied more pressure. I think B will start to get more hurt around like the ninth round. And he was on the back foot the entire time. So I'd have gave like Better be at least like the 9, the 10, and 11 and 12 round.
Mm-hmm.
But the fight was close.
The fight was pretty close, pretty close. Huh? Now we have on la 5 de Mayo weekend. There's 6 fights, about 7 fights on that whole weekend. So there's Teofimo Lopez. This is on Friday. Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barbosa. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. On Saturday, we have Badu Jack versus, I forgot his name. Then we have the rematch of Munguia versus Sarash. And then we have Canelo versus Skull. Skull. And then on Sunday, we have the Naoya Inoue fight as well. If it was not postponed, I don't think it was postponed, right?
I think it might have been because I remember wasn't it supposed to be on?
It was supposed to be on the Sunday of the 5 de Mayo weekend. Let me double check on the calendar, but I do know that he was supposed to fight. I think the Mexican kid pulled out at the end. Yes, now he's gonna fight Ramon Cardenas. So the Mexican kid did pull out at the end. That he got injured, but we still have the fight with Naoya Inoue. Let's get that one out of the way. Who do you have there winning? We have Naoya Inoue defending his belt again at the 122 division. This would be his third defense and his second defense as an undisputed champion. And what can I say about Ramon Cardenas? He's 26 wins, 1 loss. The best guy he probably fought was Brian Acosta or Jesus Ramirez Rubio, which those guys were like 22, 2-3, and 20-0. We know what's Inoue. We know what Naoya. I'm gonna go by knockout.
I got Naoya too. I think no one stops him at that division at his current prime.
I don't think no one stops him, but if there's someone that can give him a challenge to a decision, I believe it's Murujan Akhmadaliev.
I heard of that fight.
Which is the one who's been calling him out. He says that he's ducking him. He was the past champion before that British guy, or who was it? The Tapales guys beat him. So él era el champion who was calling out Fulton when they were together. Then Fulton lost his belts. Then Akhmadaliev lost his belts. Then Naoya fought Tapales, and now he's been wanting his belts back. So if there is a guy, it would be him. I don't believe in the triangle theory. Like, oh, this guy beat this guy, so Naoya can beat him now. Every boxing style is different. The only triangle theory that I believe is a pure boxer beats a boxer puncher. A boxer puncher beats a pressure fighter. A pressure fighter beats a pure boxer. That's the only triangle theory I believe in.
That's true.
Now we got that one out of the way. That one's on Sunday, right? The Jaime Munguia fight. The Naoya Inoue fight. On Saturday, and I'm going backwards because the Friday fights are the better ones. So I'm going backwards. En la pelea de Jaime Munguia contra the French guy Suraj, who knocked him out, even though Munguia got up, he lost on the count. He got TKO'd or KO'd, however you guys want to put it. Do you see Jaime Munguia getting retribution, or is it the same repeat story?
I think you get retribution. I think he got. I feel like he got overconfident in the first fight. He let his hands down. He didn't see the punch coming, and he couldn't recover from that. I'm not sure if he always had bad recovery before the Canelo knockdown, or taking more rest.
To be honest, he had only been dropped. Who dropped him? Was it John Ryder, or who hurt him real bad? I
It was
think it
kind
was either Derevianchenko or John Ryder is the one that hurt him bad, but he didn't get dropped. Canelo was the first guy who dropped him.
of,
So my theory about Jaime Munguia is this: before the Canelo fight, he had the John Ryder fight, which he had a hard time with. Like he went to war with John Ryder to get him knocked out, right? Before the John Ryder, he had a Derevianchenko fight. He really had a tough fight where a lot of people said he was going to lose until he dropped Derevianchenko. So he goes to war, he goes toe to toe, and then he gets knocked out going to no, pardon, he gets knocked down going toe to toe to Canelo. When he comes back to fight a Venetian, he has a hard time with him. He goes toe to toe again, and that's all in a span of like about a year and a half or less, going into the Siraj fight. So for me, I'm like the Canelo fight really hurt his chin. The wars that he went to really hurt his body, and let's not forget, Sir Munguia did drop Siraj. I think it was once or twice before Siraj knocked him out. So exceso de confianza. So el güey se confió. He's like, "Oh, I got this shit in the back. I already dropped that motherfucker. Nothing's gonna happen." And that's where he drops his hands. So in my head, I'm like, you're either shot as a fighter now because that guy knocked you out, and all those wars that you had going into that fight finally caught up to you, or you didn't train. You didn't train for this fight because the guy had 4 knockouts out of 20 fights, and you didn't really care about this fight, and you got caught.
it might have been a
It,
combination of both.
maybe a combination of all three, or he's shot because of the wars. Canelo broke his jaw, as in like, ¿cómo te puedo decir? Look at Deontay Wilder. Before the Fury fight, that guy was taking punches. He would go back and forth. After the Wilder fight, after the Fury fight, that fool looks like he can't take punches anymore.
Yeah, I think Wilder got brain damage from the Tyson Fury fight. For sure.
It could be. It could be. That's a little bit fucked up, but it could be.
I'm not saying in a bad way, but
I mean, he is older, so a lot of punches to the head can be bad.
yeah,
Especialmente in the heavyweight division, where the second fight where they threw the towel was the right call, and he got mad at him. Y in the third fight le fue peor porque duró más rounds la fight. Pero going back to Jaime Munguia, I think he's gonna beat him. I think he's gonna knock him out. I don't know why he went to Eddie Reynoso. He should have gone to Freddie Roach. He showed a lot of improvement with Freddie Roach, meaning that he does listen to his trainers. Maybe con Eddie Reynoso, he shows them how to fight going on his back foot, which is something that he doesn't have. And that can always be good for him. But I don't think that guy's defense can be dealt with unless you do like an offense defense. Like, look at Chocolatito. His offense is his defense. Like, he's in the pocket, shooting, protecting himself. That's something that Munguia needs to learn. And I think Freddie Roach was doing good. But now he's with Eddie, and I don't know qué va a pasar, you know? Like, I don't know if he's going to be good or not.
yeah, I agree. I should have mentioned that beforehand. I thought he was doing really well with Freddie Roach. He was, I thought he was way more technical like in the whole fight, especially
Yeah.
with that jab.
Y con John Ryder, that jab. The thing is que este güey se le bota la canica, and he wants to show that Mexican spirit, and he goes toe to toe. He goes toe to toe, which is something that can hurt the body at the long run. Y I know that he's young. I know that he's 27, 28. But let's just say that it was that he just had a bad year. In 1 year, he had 4 fights. In those 4 fights, he went to war with Canelo and got dropped. He got rocked by that Venetian, and he got knocked out by Siraj. That's a combination of 3 things where I'm like, your body got killed, man. Your body's deteriorating. If you don't step back and take easier fights or not go to war every single fight.
That's true. That's true. I
I
think it was a smart.
go ahead, go ahead.
My bad. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Looking back, this is kind of off topic, but I was looking back at like Virgil Ortiz, where his promoter decided him not to fight. I forgot who it was. It was at
So he fought Bohachuk, went to war. He went to Madronov, went to war, and then they wanted him to fight Mortasaliev. And De La
Yeah,
Hoya said, no, okay, you don't go to war to war. A lot of people saw it as a duck, but I'm like, I'm in agreement. I'm like, the kid is young. He doesn't need to have 3 wars going back to back to back. How come they don't say that about Sayas? How come they don't say that about Boots? Hey, you go face him, like it's just that when you live in a spectrum of how to be unbiased and biased to your raza and against your raza, some of the stuff that they say makes sense
yeah,
for for me to go. We said we're going off topic, right? And that's okay. This is a boxing talks. ¿Cómo se llama? Cuando hablas de Virgil, and I'm gonna put it in perspective. You're talking about, ¿cómo se, you're talking about, sorry, the Virgil Ortiz. So it's like, if you go war to war to war, that's bad, right? That's really bad. But then you look at Camarón con Cepeda, where he's like, Camarón Cepeda con Shakur, where he's like, well, I want to spend time with my wife because he's about to have the baby. Shakur fights in October, and then this fool fights in November. And then they offer him the fight in February. He's like, oh, but I hurt my hand. I won't be ready. Shakur fights in February, and then that's who fights in March. That's a duck. Like, come on, man. You couldn't say, wait for me 1 more month and I'll fight you.
yeah.
So you see the difference? Like, they're both Mexicans. I'm Mexican, so people see me as biased, but I'm giving you, look, Virgil Ortiz saying no to Buhachuk, to Versario, makes a lot more sense than Camaron, what he's saying. Even though I like Camaron and even though I like Virgil, I'm like, they're both different scenarios. This fool went to war 2 times. This fool saying excuses to not fight Shakur against a guy who doesn't punch really hard. Y es son war to war to war. That's the difference. So para mí, sí, I do believe that a beating, a beatdown, or just the war itself is bad.
I agree. I thought it was a good like business decision, a career decision for Virgil Ortiz because he doesn't want to step into something that he's not ready for. Well, his
Mm-hmm.
body isn't ready for.
So en este caso de Munguia, because now he took time off, do you think it's going to affect him? I mean, we're going to see it in the fight, right? But do you think this little rest, this change of becoming into a boxer puncher, a puncher pressure fighter, do you think it's going to help him to prevent those kind of wars? Or do you think he's going to be the same Munguia and no defense?
I don't know. I think it really depends on his mindset. I'm not sure how bad his confidence was affected from getting knocked out.
Yeah.
So
I do have Munguia winning by knockout. This time around, I do feel like he's going to play it safer. No va a ir a todo el ataque. Y cómo se llama. Y, y cómo te puedo decir, no ver todo el ataque. So he's going to play a little bit of defense because of that Eddie Reynoso back foot.
yeah, that seems like a good game plan for him. I wonder, but I'm mostly curious on how Bruno's gonna approach the fight based on his first fight with Munguia.
Ooh, that is interesting. That is interesting. Okay. And Richie just joined us. Richie, I'm going to ask you a question before we get into prediction. What is your favorite boxing fight? Boxing fight.
Oh, my favorite boxing fight, I would have to say, um, James Toney against Samuel Peter.
You're going old school. Okay. I'm gonna change it up for you then, because you went old school. You're younger than me, so I'm shocked that you went that old school. Just like Alfredo that mentioned Barrera contra Morales. What is your favorite fight that happened that you watched with your own eyes? Live.
Hmm, damn, I would have to say that's a pretty good one. I have plenty, but I think I'm gonna have to go with El Camarón Cepeda against Farmer,
You really like that fight. Which one, number one or two?
the first one.
The first one. It was a honestly props to Farmer. I don't think he won. People who said who he won, I don't know how. I don't know what you guys watched. But props to Farmer. Like that guy is todo corazón. Todo corazón. Y,
Yeah.
y cómo se llama? And what is your favorite boxing movie?
Southpaw.
Oh shit, Alfredo chose Southpaw.
Southpaw or Big George.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
All right. Well, my favorite, I didn't Alfredo, but my favorite movie, the boxing, is Rocky 4. I actually do have a poster as big as Queen, así de grande, the Rocky 4. And if you guys can see right here,
No, Rocky's a good one too.
Rocky 4. That would probably be my favorite Rocky movie.
it's my favorite training movie. If you want to get pumped up to train, watch that fucking movie.
Yup.
You'll lose like 100 pounds just by fucking watching that movie.
Is it the one with Ivan Drago?
Simon.
Oh, that happened so
huh?
hard.
Well, yeah. Oh, that the soundtrack, the training, the actual fight, well, the movie, the fight, y the acting is superb. It's chulada. Es a toda madre.
Yeah.
Now, Richie, we were just done talking about the Jaime Munguia fight when you jumped in. Who do you have winning the rematch? Do you see the same thing or do you see retribution?
Good question. But I would have to say Munguia takes it now.
Early stoppage, late stoppage, or decision?
Decision.
Whoa, you're not going by stoppage. Okay, so you think it's safe now?
Yeah, different game plan.
Different game plan. Oh shit, Alfredo, do you have Munguia decision or knockout?
I'm leaning more towards decision, but I could see a late knockout.
Late knockout. I'm actually going between 7 and 9, so 8 and 9 knockout. Munguia wins by knockout. That's what I'm going by. I think when he has him hurt, Munguia is gonna say "fuck you for knocking me out." It's my turn. That's what I think is gonna happen. Also, Richie, we talked about the Naoya Inoue fight. I'm pretty sure you're gonna choose Naoya, but just in case, who do you have winning that fight on Sunday?
I would have to say, what's his name? Cabrera.
You're not gonna go Cabrera, dog.
I see it. I see it happening.
Yes, really? Do you really? Are you? Okay. I mean,
different turf, different opponent. I do see the other dude getting dirty with him, which will make Inoue get aggressive, which can cause him in the later rounds.
That's a hot take. Can I see that? I see it when I've been saying if he ever faces Nick Ball. The way that you questioned, the way that you said it, that's what I see with the Nick Ball fight because of what Nick Ball does to bigger guys. And now he's a smaller guy. So you look at Miro in esa fight. In esta fight, I don't know. It's a late replacement. So, I mean, if it happens, good fucking call. I mean, you did call the freaking, ¿cómo se llama ese güey? El pinche, el Croatian sensation. You did
Philip.
There you go. Now, Canelo versus Cole Saturday. It's probably the big fight of the weekend. Even though I believe the Friday card are better, it is going to be Canelo versus Cole. Who do you think wins that fight?
I do see Canelo taking it, but he will push it to the decision victory. I don't think he will KO him.
Do you think he's ever going to get another knockout?
Yes.
Who do you see him knocking out? Oh, Crawford.
I can't say Crawford.
I mean, well, that's a talk for another day. Right now, we're stuck with Skull, and you're saying decision.
Yes.
All right. ¿Y tú, Alfredo?
I think stylistically, I think it might be a tougher fight for Canelo. So I'm gonna go with decision.
Do you see him, Skull, giving him problems like Lara did?
I think Cole could start giving him problems like early. I'd say, early rounds, and so like Canelo finds a way to break him down.
Okay. And you, Richie, do you see Skull doing any Lara problems, or do you think Canelo has outgrown that fight, or he's
I
Just
I don't think he's gonna get a lot of problems. I think he's gonna get the James Kirkland or the James Tone or the what's his name, Shane Mosley, who's
oh,
going to be all up front and not let Canelo breathe. Because he's not much of a slick puncher. He's gonna get up front to you to see if you can take.
he's a toe to toe guy. It's cool. He's like more like a Morel, no? Skull?
No, he's
No?
more of a. For me, he's more of a Kirkland who's gonna get more up front to you.
But it's going to decision, and Kirkland got knocked out in 3 rounds. But I'm guessing you're talking about just the style alone, no?
Yes, the style because it was the same style that what's his name, John Ryder went by to try to get up front with him,
Mm,
but just managed to take him to the decision. So I think that's gonna be the same game plan.
okay, okay. Now I have Canelo by decision. I don't know if he drops him because I do feel Skull might if what I've been seeing that Canelo's dropping up that he's dropping big guys and his power is still true at 168. I do feel this guy feeling the power and backing up a little bit and trying to survive instead of taking the fight to him. I'm gonna see
Hmm.
another decision. I can't say much about a knockout because yo siento que la razón que Canelo's not getting any more knockouts is because they're too big. These guys are too big and he can't finish them off. And because they're young, they recover quicker. Si fuera alguien como de su edad and he drops them, he'll knock them out. But because they're younger, they're recovering much quicker. 200 pounds to knock out a guy completely knocked out. And if I'm 180 and I'm trying to kill a guy or destroy a guy or knock out a guy at 200 pounds, 190, I have to use a lot of force. And if I use a lot of force, I'll get tired. So that's why when people say ya no puede Canelo, it's not that. It's that these motherfuckers are just truly that fucking big.
Yup.
Now, Alfredo,
Yeah.
we're jumping to the Friday card, New York, Madison Square Garden, right there in downtown. Explain to me the atmosphere. Do you think it's going to pull a crowd or do you think it's all bullshit?
Mm, I don't know. I haven't been catching up with the promotion, but from like what I seen, I feel like I feel like it's kind of underwhelming. Like Teofimo's like carrying the promotion. Ryan and Ryan and Denver are kind of in the background, and but I think it's gonna pull a crowd, like a decent crowd.
Okay. And it's going to be in the street from what I know, and it's only going to be selective seatings for like expensive seatings to watch the fight, and everybody else is free. But we're looking at it at a distance, so that means that if you're in the back, you're not going to be able to see shit because you're gonna like let's say como tú, güey, que you're 5'7", and Richie who's 6'2", you're not going to see over him. So ya valió madre, you can't see the fight, and that's the only thing that sucks about that Times Square fight. Now, Richie, explain the atmosphere. You think that's a good idea or a bad idea to fight in open air, to fight in downtown the New York con todos los pinches buildings, fucking high rise and shit? Is that a good or bad?
Well, I would say first it can be good because it brings something new. No other promotion has done a outside event.
Correction. Eddie Hearn, cuando era COVID, puso la fight de, ay, como, Breakes, Cecilia Breakes, contra, what was this little chick's name? Jessica McCaskill in Oklahoma downtown. So Eddie Hearn has done a match in downtown. La única diferencia que era Oklahoma and not freaking New York.
True, true. And then it is a tough question because it won't really affect much. Either way, if people want to see it, there's gonna be way more people buying the pay-per-view
Mm-hmm.
So it is gonna make it seem like the pay-per-view Sagun broke records.
Yes, because you can't fit a lot of people in downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not a bad deal. It's $59.99 for both fights,
for both fights.
or $89.99 for each fight. Which if
Mm-hmm.
I'm to watch both fights, I'm like, might as well just buy the $59.99. I'm like, lo único el pedo de the Canelo fight that it is going to be like at what 1, 2 o'clock. What time are usually the better be Bibble was like what 2, 3 o'clock around there.
Yeah, like 2, 3.
Yeah. So, what do you guys like about those fights? Like now that it's affecting us, the the casuals, right? Because at the end of the day, unless you're someone in the gym that watches European boxing, Asian boxing, all the weight classes, you're not considered a casual. And then you got fuckers like the fools that go to the gym that I watch a lot of boxing, but because I don't go to the gym, I'm a casual. I'm like, bro, I'm like, you don't even know Better Beef. I've been following Better Beef for 10 years already. I'm like, and you're calling me a fucking casual? I'm like, okay, fuck you. You know? Pero, so when it comes down to that, now that it's affecting, por decirlo en este caso, la raza, or because of Canelo, do you think it's a bad idea to have a fight at 2 o'clock when it's Canelo? For both of you, that question goes for both of you. So whoever wants to answer that first.
Alfredo, you go first.
All right.
Put them in the fire.
2 o'clock. I mean, it really depends. I feel like it should have been done like later, like like average time, like the main event should like start at 8 Pacific time.
The thing is that the fight's in Saudi, so even if they wanted to do it at 8 o'clock, they'll be fighting at 3 in the morning.
Oh, I forgot that it's in Saudi. Mm.
That's why I'm saying que ahora, como before, it was Better Beef and Bivol, and a lot of Americans would be like, "Well, they're fucking Russians. Who gives a fuck about them?" But now that it's the face of boxing, fighting at 2 p.m. for California time for us, that's the main event. That means that after 2 p.m., there's no more boxing. We have to wait for Naoya Inoue on Sunday. So for us, ya se acabó. Yeah, like if you have a party, cool. But with it, there's no UFC, there's nothing else. So that's it. Yeah, like go about your day. If you're a boxing fan, that was it for boxing. What do you now that it hits
Mm-hmm.
now that it hits us as fans of Canelo or fans in America of that culture? Like, does it affect you? Like por decirlo a tu papá Alfredo, if he watches boxing, ¿cómo se va a sentir él mirando la pelea a las 2 de la tarde?
I don't think you would even be able to watch the fight.
You'll be working.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every other Mexican father on a Saturday. Instead of being at home, he's working.
Yeah. Because he works a lot of overtime, so I'm not sure if he's going to have like overtime around that. But if he does, then he's not going to be able to watch the fight.
So,
So
do you think it's gonna affect Mexican? Gonna get mad, or do you think they're not gonna care because it's like, well, es un cubano que nadie conoce.
I think they are going to care. Because I feel like Canelo at this point, he kind of represents the face of Mexican boxing.
Oh, no, not the face of Mexico. He's the face of boxing. Get that shit right.
Oh yeah. He also is the face of boxing. Yeah, he's the face of boxing too.
I feel like if this fool fights a British guy in England, he sells out. That's how the face of boxing is.
The energy in the UK is so different.
It is. It is. Even I don't even think even if he's not even if the opponent is not British, I still think he can sell it out because they do support boxing out there. It doesn't matter if you're American. It doesn't matter if you're Mexican or Irish. They go and show up for boxing. So like Canelo fighting like a freaking maybe Crawford in England, I think it does sell out.
That's it. The Crawford fight's an interesting fight, but that's another topic.
That's another topic. That's another topic. Richie, does it affect the culture? Him fighting at 2 p.m.
No,
Okay. Okay.
it doesn't affect the culture, and it doesn't even affect anything because almost when you think about it, every fight is normalized to be to start at 6 or 5 and end at 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, I do feel like it won't really matter because, yeah, with Canelo being the face, a lot of people are still going to tune in, even if they don't pay to watch it. Because they can still watch from different sites, but
Yeah.
they're going to still watch it to see if Canelo loses or wins. Same thing with Mayweather. A lot of people didn't like Mayweather, but they just watched him to see if he would lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is the same thing with Canelo. It's not really gonna affect the culture.
Okay.
People are still gonna tune in just to see Canelo.
Well, I do say this. It affected me in two ways. A mí en lo personal, ¿verdad? I'm talking about like me, who like in this case, Alfredo's father, que trabaja. It affected me because now I watch fights on my phone because I'm at work on Saturdays. So I'll be watching that Canelo fight on my phone. But at the same time, because the fights are so early, I can go do whatever I want now porque ya tengo todo el día para hacer lo que sea. So it's a negative and a positive. Like a negative because I'm seeing it through the phone and not my 75-inch. And it's a positive because now I have the whole day to do whatever I want, take out the kids, take out the wife, and all that. So it's like it's a double-edged sword, you know. It hits me over here, but it doesn't hit me over here. So it's like this, as opposed to like an 8 o'clock show where I had to take the kids out early, y luego tenemos que regresar temprano because I want to see the fight. So now
Yeah.
it's different, and that's how it affects me. Um, but regardless, I'm liking these Saudi fights. It's fine by me. Keep on doing them if we continue to make boxing great again or boxing bigger. We're gonna go into the Friday fights, and I know that the order is gonna go Arnold versus Tio, Ryan versus Haney, and pardon, Haney contra Ramirez, and freaking Ryan. I'm gonna go with the Ryan first because I know that that's the easiest fight to predict. Even though that's the main event, we know that he's the A side. We know that he's the megastar. I'm gonna go with Ryan by knockout. Rolly's a fucking D+ guy, and if my abuelito can drop this motherfucker and get robbed by him, yeah, Ryan's gonna fucking knock him out.
I agree. I think Ryan's been improving a lot too with Derrick James on his side.
Did you see that left hook against fucking? I was watching his sparring videos, and I don't even take account into sparring a lot, ¿verdad? I don't like bringing sparring talks. It's just talks. Pero lo que miré when he was on doing what's that stupid Blair Cops?
Yeah,
I missed that left hook when he dropped them. They're saying, "Oh, Blair Klops gets dropped in the sparring session." I missed the left hook. I have to rewatch the video to see the left hook, and I was like, "Motherfucker, he's still fucking fast. He's still fast." And then I'm watching Devin's punching bag. He's protecting the side where the left hook is coming in, but he's literally letting the other side go. I'm like, bro, he's gonna catch you to the right now if you don't protect that right side. I'm like, I don't understand where Haney's going, but again, that's another topic. We're talking right now just Ryan Garcia contra Rolly. Rolly, the only thing he has going for is to hopefully land a fat power punch to knock out Ryan out cold.
yeah. I don't think he's gonna knock out Ryan out cool. I think Ryan has amazing recovery.
Does he
Like,
though?
mm, I I feel like a lot of people want to recover that well, that fast. Because he remember that right hand that he took by Tank, I think the second round.
Oh, he's been dropped 3 times. He's been dropped twice, and he's been rocked once. So Devin Haney rocked him. He recovered real quick. Haney dropped him. I mean, perdón, Tank. He recovered quick. And Campbell was the scariest one because he looked really bad on that one. But he ended up coming back, recovering, and knocking him out. I guess you're right. He's also young. Um, yeah, and then Tank, you can kind of tell he's more power than Rolly. So I can give you that one then. I can give you that one.
I think Riley has a chance. I think he's an awkward puncher. I think the problem that Ryan has is he overreacts to level changes. Like he kind of bites into the feints a little bit too much. Like I'm pretty sure that's how Devin caught him. Devin was it looked like Devin was gonna go to the body, and then he went upstairs with like a left hook.
I think en ese ratito se confió. Ryan se confió. Estaba like second round or first round, I think it was. He's cut. You can literally tell this was like como shaking it off. I'm like, okay, let's do this shit. And then he gets caught. And then that's when he wakes up. He's like, come on, let's fucking go then. I think that was it. I don't think it was because of the levels. It's just that he was not checked in into the fight. He said against, didn't he say against Tank he was bored? I think he, yeah, in an interview he said that he got bored during the fight. So I think this was like ADHD, where like he's not fully in concentration mode.
Yeah, I can see that. I have ADHD, so I kind of like space out and shit. Yeah.
Richie, so you don't give no shot to Rolly.
Rolly wins.
Rolly wins. By brutal knockout then.
By stoppage.
By stoppage. I'm gonna go with one that we might debate a lot. Arnold Barboza versus Teofimo Lopez. I actually do have Arnold Barboza winning on this fight. I don't think Teo's the guy that people say he is, and I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm saying Arnold Barboza for the win.
I got Teo winning this one. By KO.
KO. Okay. You Alfredo?
That's such a hard fight to pick. I try to break it down. I think it depends on which version of Teofimo comes out too. I feel like he's in a better mindset. He looks in great shape right now. But I'm not sure what he's gonna bring on the table to fight night. So right now I think I'm gonna edge it out to Barboza by decision.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go Teo. The reason that I'm going with Arnold is two reasons alone, and their name is Sander Martin and freaking este güey el Dominican Ortiz, Jermaine Ortiz. Those guys for me they beat freaking Teofimo, pero they were robbed. They were robbed out of the decision, and they were outboxing him for those 12 rounds. Even in the Ortiz fights, Teo was literally complaining to Bob Arum like, "This is what you give me. This is what you give me." So he doesn't like fighting boxers at all because he struggles with them. And even though people are telling me, "Oh, Arnold's not that slick of a fighter," I'm like, "Saunders not that slick. Ortiz is not that slick." So I'm like, "Don't give me this bullshit that those two guys are much levels above Arnold." Maybe we do get a switched on Teofimo Lopez that we haven't seen in a while. I just don't see the switch on again because I don't trust Teo anymore. I don't trust Teo. I think the win over Loma got to his head, and the win over Taylor got too much to his head where this fool forgot how to fight.
Could be that. There's a lot going on in Teo's. I feel like instead of Teofimo's life, I think he's struggling with like some mental health issues or something like that.
Well, he's a crack baby.
Yeah.
His dad did crack when his wife was probably pregnant, and that's Teofimo right there. It looks like that. That fool Teofimo would work a lot better si su papá no su coach. Si su papá no su coach, Teofimo would have so much potential to be great. Unfortunately, su papá su coach. And then we're gonna step into the final fight that I think is the closest one out of all of them. Is literally a 50-50 fight, depending on how Haney comes in. This is Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Richie, where do you go with this fight?
I do see Haney taking it via decision.
Via decision. Do you think he's good mentally and that he's going to be good physically going into a guy that's a pressure fighter who's 5'10", who has that reach to get at him almost like Ryan, and he's also as big as Devin Haney?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Tu Alfredo, I know who you have. I just need you to hear it. I need to hear it. A ver si es cierto que you believe it.
You already know. I
I
got
already just don't
Ramirez.
know. I don't believe you. That's all. Like I don't believe you that you're going that route.
Ramirez by late stoppage.
Explain to me why.
I think. I feel like everything. I feel like the odds like are against Haney right now.
Yes, they are.
Got knocked out his last fight. I feel like his last fight with Ryan, he should have been stopped the 7th round. I'm not sure how well he recovered during the period of a year. It's a new weight class that he's moving up. It's also a new weight class for Ramirez, I believe, or is it?
Yes, for both. 147. They're both going to be fighting at 147.
And I'm not sure what mindset Devin Haney's coming in with. I could see Devin Haney winning the early rounds, jabbing and controlling the distance. But I feel like as like the mid rounds progress, I could see pressure catching up to Devin.
Okay. Now, I've always taken into account to this. You can agree to disagree, Richie, on this one. I literally spoke with this to Alfredo earlier before you jumped in. Before you jumped in with us, que una beatdown is sustainable. Let's look at Wilder. Tú que estás in the heavyweight division. Wilder, before the Tyson Fury fight, he looked good. You know, he looked fast. He looked strong. He looked like he can take a punch. After the Fury Part 2 or after the Fury Part 3, that guy looks shot. That guy looks like he can't take a punch anymore. Physically, mentally, he's gone. If Devin Haney comes into this fight like that, where he's mentally checked out, where he's physically broken, I think Jose Ramirez can stop him.
Mm.
You don't think that Haney can come that broken?
No.
So you don't think the beatdown that Ryan gave him is not enough to have kept him broken?
No. Due to the fact that if you want to compare Wilder with Haney, the thing is Wilder is a brawler.
And Haney's a pure boxer.
Haney is a boxer. Wilder is just someone who's gonna land.
There's the thing though. I wasn't comparing styles. I was comparing the beatdown. That's what I was comparing. So you're right about one thing because Wilder goes toe to toe. Physically, he's broke. Haney, because he's a pure boxer, he's not gonna go toe to toe. So that's where he can last a decision. That's where I think you were going to because for me, Wilder is overrated as fuck. I've always said that. I will die in my hill saying that he's overrated as fuck. Y como se llama? But you're right. Wilder's a brawler. Haney is a boxer puncher. But I was just comparing the beatdown. Do you believe that Ryan did enough to physically broke him and mentally broke him?
No.
You don't know? Okay. And I am relying on that. That for me is a big what if for both of you, Richie and Alfredo. For me, I would say Haney wins a decision because he is the better boxer. Jose, as much as I love Jose Ramirez, I met the guy once. As much as I know him and as much as humble as I love his humbleness, he only has one way of winning, and that's pressure. And if he can't catch you, he loses. And I think that's what it is. I feel like Haney is not coming in broken, and he will win a decision. But that's what I'm saying. Final decision is Haney wins by decision. But if he comes in broken, don't be shocked if he gets knocked the fuck out.
Hey, this is off topic, but no, it's not really off topic. But I had a dream that Devin Haney got knocked out.
Stay.
It was
Put some money on that shit. This is a good shit.
before he fought Ryan. I had a dream that Ryan knocked him down with like a left hook. I forgot which round. I think it was the wrong round. It was like the 5th round. And then find out I was actually so scared because I didn't want Ryan to lose. I wanted Ryan to like knock him out. Yeah, she did end up dropping it.
Yeah, he that's the closest one. That's the one that interests me the most when I'm watching that fight on Friday May 2nd, I think it is. I forgot which day it is. May 4th, 5th. That's the fight that I want to watch. The Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, because that's what's going to show me what Haney is bringing into Ryan Garcia if we get that rematch. Because again, if Haney's already broken mentally and physically, if his jaw cannot take more punches, Jose Ramirez will knock him out. If I know something about Jose Ramirez, that guy has power and he has constant pressure to knock you out. And we know something about Haney that he is chinny, but if he becomes broken glass jaw, it's the end for Haney. It's the end for Haney, and he's gonna be waited to be knocked the fuck out really hard later on if he becomes broken glass jaw Haney instead of chinny Haney. Y bueno, muchachos, se acabaron las 5 fights. Richie said Munguia, Alfredo said Munguia, I said Munguia. Richie went with Canelo, Alfredo went with Canelo, I went with Canelo. Richie said Rolly, which I don't believe him. Alfredo said Ryan, I said Ryan. I'm going Arnold, Fredo's going Arnold, Richie's going Tio, and of course, I'm going Devin, Richie Devin. And Alfredo had a dream, and because of that dream, just like Martin Luther King, he said it's gonna come real. Is that true, Alfredo?
Yeah, I had a dream that he got dropped by an uppercut, and then the referee raved it off.
Este cabrón. You should put some money on that shit, bro.
Wow.
Put a dollar in every single fucking round, bro, and you'll probably make like $200.
Bro, I need to learn how to lucid dream so I can play fight better.
That's a good one. I'm gonna fucking clip that shit and I'm gonna send it. All right, muchachos. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your predictions. You guys have a good night, a good morning, and a good afternoon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.